Everybody, it is now time for What's Hot. This is where we talk about the stories that have everybody talking.
We're joined by Tracy Johnson of Tempo Milwaukee, plus our own Jeff Wagner is back. Here's the topic for today. A 21-year-old Florida man says he was kicked out of a city basketball league for being HIV positive.
A city employee told him they don't want other people getting HIV. Should he have been kicked off this team? And didn't we learn this with Magic Johnson? You don't get AIDS by playing basketball with somebody.
Right. That's what it is absolutely amazing to me that in 2014 there is so much ignorance about how different diseases might be passed or conditions passed. I mean, look, in athletics, you've got a rule right now, and I think it's applied pretty much across the board, that if somebody gets injured and starts bleeding, okay, they leave the court, and then you stitch them up, you put a Band-Aid on it. But merely the fact that this man was HIV positive, that fact in and of itself should not have prevented him from playing basketball. And I mean, I do feel extremely bad for him. They apparently singled him out. They called him into a room, and somebody questions him about his medical history. This went way too far.
Well, what surprised me the most is that how he went along with this and didn't at any point along the way say, wait a minute here. This is my privacy. This is my health records. Where is this information coming from? I'm really surprised, and I'm very saddened that he felt compelled to then leave the court and just leave the situation and the disgrace and the discrimination. I see a lawsuit.
Well, and he has hired an attorney. Now, the one thing is, this appears to have been a rec league director or something kind of going rogue. I don't think this was certainly the policy of the league or the policy of the community. Whether that makes any difference when the inevitable lawsuit comes, I don't know. But, the bottom line is people just need to be more aware of stuff, and it is 2014, for goodness sakes.
If this is, Jeff, indeed a rec league director or somebody like that going rogue, can this be fixed?
Well, you fix it through education. I mean, hopefully.
Well, I mean, can this guy be made whole without having to go through a lawsuit? Did they just abjectly apologize and let him back in and say this guy's an idiot?
Right, and they've done that. I mean, I don't know if they fired the rec league director. I know they put out a public statement saying we recognize that this was wrong. This was not our policy. Whether or not the guy is satisfied with that or not, I guess we'll have to wait to see.
Okay, out of time, topic one. Coming up next, the viewer's choice.
Now more of What's Hot and our viewer's choice topic of the day.
Only it worked like that, right?
Yeah.
Again, we're joined by Tracy Johnson and Jeff Wagner. Today's viewer's choice topic, two people accused of placing hidden cameras in locker rooms at the Recplex and Uline in Pleasant Prairie. Militia Wankenbach, Carl Lant each face up to 38 years in prison if they're convicted. Do people need to be worried about stuff like this in general, or is this an isolated, weird incident?
I don't think isolated weird people are so abnormal. I think they're everywhere, and I think there is something to be concerned about. I mean, this was a bet, and somebody so easily took it. I think it's very concerning, especially when you think about how easy it is to obtain a camera and how easy it is to upload those images, and it creeps me out.
Yeah, well, let me be the first to say that me naked is not a pretty sight. So, I mean,
anybody wants to see that. That's
exactly
their problem.
Right. So that's right. That's exactly. People should, in fact, be concerned because that would be it. Here is the. I mean, you see this more and more though with the technology we have. Everybody's got cell phones. Right. All those cameras. All the cell phones have cameras, and you really do kind of wonder. As somebody who's not talking about the locker room, but just in general, you see somebody out with a cell phone, and sometimes they're taping you, they're filming what you're doing, and it is. I think a matter of concern. That's why so many different facilities now, have rules against bringing cell phones and stuff into the locker rooms because you just never know that there might be some creep that's out there and what they're intending to do.
Well, and even thinking about like a nanny cam, and I know I have friends who do this, and just watching over people, even at the intersections. Think about that invasion of privacy, and not that you're doing anything wrong in your car as you're driving, but it's just everywhere. So you just got to behave yourself. In a locker room, though, that's such an invasion of privacy.
Very true. But let's get to our lightning round now. Imagine paying for your groceries or clothes without having to use any money or credit cards at all. That's exactly what some folks are doing in Sweden. All you have to do is type in the last 4 digits of your phone number and then place your hand on a biometric reader. So the question is, would you like this technology coming stateside?
See, I admit, I'm still old school on this.
You carry cash.
Right, I carry cash, absolutely. And you've been very lucky that I've carried cash.
I've been a beneficiary of your cash.
Absolutely. But I mean, I'm the guy that's always, you find me in the grocery line, I'm always in front of the person that's writing the check, But yeah, I'm old-fashioned to carry cash. I'm not sure I'm ready for this, but I tell you, this is, of course, the wave of the future. Nobody even carries cash anymore.
Well, I disagree. I don't think this is the way of the future. I think this is the last thing that we have that's so private. If you think about that, all these finger scans that they have on the new iPhones, even think about the Pick and Save downtown. They used to have these finger scans, and they did away with them. I don't think people want to give up this last piece of personal information. And think about it, too.
Let me put it to you this way. We've had all these credit card numbers stolen recently. If your hand, which is really hard to duplicate for someone to steal,
they'll figure it out.
Could be your credit card. Wouldn't that be more secure?
I think they'd figure it out. I think these hackers would figure anything out if it benefited them. I just don't think it's the way of the future. I don't think people will adopt it.
I don't know. But again, you can just still find me, Steve, whenever you need dough. I'm the guy with the big wad of cash, right?
Backstory, we went to a ball game a couple of years ago, and I was going to hit the ATM. Oh, don't worry, here's $50. And about, what, 7 months later, I finally hit the ATM and got you some cash.
What I thought was going to be a short-term loan turned into a mortgage. It was just kind of like, but it was great. It gave me great material. I abused him on a regular basis on both the radio and television.
It was conversation for a long time.
Well, what's funny
and it continues.
Jeff told me about it yesterday.
It was the morning. Don't lend him money.
He told me not to lend you money.
All right, the What's Hot discussion continues online. Find that page at tmj4.com/hot. Thank you, everybody, for coming today. It's been a pleasure.
And coming up, Storm Team forecaster